Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen. What's going on everyone? Welcome to the stream. DSP here live on this beautiful Monday morning. It is Monday the 17th of August 2020 and I welcome you all here to the stream. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well and I hope you guys are in a good mood. Today is the final consecutive streaming day of my streaming week. As you know, Tuesdays I usually take off from streaming and this week is no exception. Today we're going to be doing some fun stuff on the streams, which I'll explain in just a moment. Today is also a very oddball and weird day. There's some weird stuff going on this planet today. If you guys were not aware, just going to social media and looking around at the stuff that's going on is just kind of out of control. The weirdest stuff. We'll talk about that in a moment. But anyway, welcome everyone. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Whether you join me for my streams or not, I hope you did have a good time and you're ready for more fun. Okay? I hope so. So what are we doing today? First of all, on this first stream, Nier Automata continues. And this is the B-side run where I'm controlling 9S. It's just very different gameplay from 2B because unlike the pure melee combat of 2B, you have the ability to hack. And that is all mini-games, basically, that deals damage to your enemies. We just did this Simone boss fight where 95% of the fight, all I was doing was hacking. And it basically changed the whole, fight. And in addition to that, you get more backstory about these characters. Like, you actually found out how Simone, the robot, became this robot obsessed with beauty and fashion and all kinds of stuff. Really weird. But it was pretty good, in my opinion. And I'm actually really enjoying this B-side run. I'm being told the second half of the B-side run is actually a lot more interesting because you get to see stuff that happened in 9S that you didn't get to see when you were controlling 2B. If you remember, halfway through the story, 9S kind of gets kidnapped by Adam and Eve. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out in regards to the story. And also, I'm being told I should probably do some side content because if I don't, I'm probably going to be under-leveled for the rest of the game. I need to do a whole C run, which is completely different from A and B. And then I need to do alternate endings for C, which are considered the D and E endings. But if I don't do some side content, I may be under-leveled for what's coming. So we'll see what happens today. I'm going to take your recommendations based on what's going on in the game to determine what I do on the stream today. Okay, guys? So, Nier Automata, first stream today. Should be fun, interesting. I've been really liking the B-side run. What I would like to say is this. Thank you guys who, for over the years, have asked me to go back and do certain things. Because I don't know any better. I don't know. When I played this game 3.5 years ago, I just did the A-side run. I didn't really even understand that there were other runs that had other content to them or anything like that at all. I just didn't get it. And now, being able to go back and seeing that it actually is very different than the other runs is like, wow, okay. This is nice. It's actually interesting supplementary gameplay content. And obviously, if we get more explanations to what's actually going on in the plot, which you didn't get in the first run, I'll really like that. So I appreciate you guys stuck to your guns for 3.5 years, kept trying to convince me to do it, and finally I'm back doing it. I really do appreciate that I have that kind of interaction with my fan base. I do. It used to be when I was just an offline content creator that I would do whatever I want and really wasn't interactive with you guys. And see how different it is now? Maybe taken 3.5 years, but we finally got here, right? So that's a cool thing. Later tonight, we're going to continue on with Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're in the midst of a major story battle. We're more than halfway through it, and it looks like we're going to wrap that up and then continue on with the plot and see what happens. All right, that's the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. I return on Wednesday with more Nier Automata on the first stream and Fall Guys on the late stream. Since you guys like Fall Guys so much, I'm playing it 3 times this coming week. All right, so listen up. Thursday, it's going to be Paper Mario and the Origami King as the main gameplay stream. Reason being because I want to get further into this game, hopefully, finish up World 3. I would like to finish World 3 on Thursday if I can and move on to World 4 because there's 5 different worlds and then the finale. So I'd like to finish up World 3 if possible on Thursday. Thursday night is going to be more Fire Emblem. Okay? Friday, more Nier Automata. And at that point, you would think I'm probably going to be heading into Run C if I'm not already in my C run. and my old school throwback Street Fighter session Friday night, as usual, every week. Saturday, it's the 250 Vest celebration, also known as Vestival 4.0. Okay? I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. It should be a very fun celebration as long as we continue to hit the Vest streak every stream, which we have been doing. We're at 242 straight streams where we have hit the Vest streak. Holy shit. Even though it's been very tough and very close some of these last few weeks, we still continue on with the streak, which is amazing. So as long as it continues, this Saturday, we got lots of fun stuff planned, including some Q&A, including a live DSP Tries It. And right now, the two top candidates are either the grilled cheese burrito from Taco Bell or the mini tacos from Jack in the Box. Unless you guys think of something better of those two, it's going to be one of those two I'm going to be checking out on Saturday. Okay? In addition to that, there's going to be crap. Oh, a reveal. There's going to be a reveal on the stream. That's right. I almost forgot. There's going to be a reveal on the stream. And Fall Guys. Because you guys like my Fall Guys gameplay so much, you've ever requested I play extra Fall Guys, so it's going to be during the Saturday Festival celebration. All right. Then that Saturday night, it's going to probably be some Paper Mario. Okay? Then on Sunday, more Nier Automata, and at that point, since we've been playing it every other day, I'm curious if we may even beat it, like complete it. But if not, because if I don't know these alternate endings of D and E, how long they take, so maybe not. Maybe we'll have another stream after that. But yeah, that'll be Sunday, more Nier Automata, and then Sunday night will be more Fire Emblem Three Houses, okay? And then Monday is something new. Now, here's the big thing. I don't know what I'm doing on Monday. I don't know what I'm starting up. It really depends on you guys and your feedback over the course of this next week. I'm going to be listening to your feedback over the next week on what you want to see me start doing next Monday. So here are the options, okay? Option 1, Batman Arkham City Remake. Excuse me, Batman Arkham City Remastered from the Arkham City collection. All right? Arkham City is arguably the best Batman game of the Rocksteady trilogy and probably the best Batman game ever made. I only played it once back in 2011 when it was the new release. You guys have asked me to go back to it over the years, and I never did. It came in 3rd place in the Viewer's Choice poll. All right? So I'm strongly considering it. Or if we don't do that, the alternative would be that I do a variety of releases, much smaller releases, coming out over the next few weeks. For example, the Samurai Jack game that releases this coming Friday. The Battletoads game that releases the week after. Among maybe, like the Control DLC with Alan Wake in it, okay? Basically, we'd be doing a couple streams of each of those little things. Because those are going to be much shorter streams. Excuse me, much shorter games than, say, doing Batman Arkham City, which we know is a very full-length and chock full of content style game. All right? I'm okay with either. Like, either one of those options sounds good to me, but I can't commit to both because I don't know what time constraints are going to do to me this month. You know, my goal by the end of this month is to try to get as far, if not finish Paper Mario, as well as get as far as I can in Fire Emblem, to finish up Nier Automata, and to finish up whatever else I'm working on. Because starting in September, we've got almost non-stop weekly releases, including Avengers, Tony Hawk, a new WWE game. There's like 4 to 5 new releases just in September. And every month, you know, October, November, it's going to be crazy for the rest of the year for new releases. So I don't want to have anything lingering by the time that we get to the new releases in September. So I can't commit to say, oh, I'm going to start Batman, but then I'm also going to do the small games. I can't do that. You know, I'm already in the midst of way too much. So please, over the course of this week, think about what you would like to see on my streams. Would you like to see me do a fun, full playthrough of Batman Arkham City Remaster? Or would you like to see me do a bunch of little kind of independent stuff like Samurai Jack, Battletoads, a Control DLC, etc.? And make your decision. Think about it. And let me know over the course of the week your feedback. And by Monday, I'm going to make my decision on what I want to do for the rest of the month. Okay? Good stuff? Sound good? All right, please let me know. And we'll go from there. Because I can tell you right now, opinions are varied. Yesterday I asked, and a bunch of people were like Batman, but then over the course of the day, a lot of people were like, nah, I don't really care about Batman. I would like to see new stuff. And it sounds like if you do a variety of new stuff, that'd be better. See, I don't know. I get the feeling if I play Batman, there will be a certain audience that will absolutely like that and tune in. But there's going to be people who are just looking for new release content who are going to say, that game's way too old, I don't want to see it. If I play the new release content, I'll get a certain audience who like to only see the new release content, but a lot of people will be like, man, these are just little releases that aren't big deals. I don't care about these. You see? It seems like you're going to have good and bad, no matter what I choose. Right? So we have to weigh and balance. Okay? We have to weigh and balance to see what people want. It seems like today, the majority of people who are here for today's stream are saying they would like to see things like the Control DLC and check out Battletoads and do that. Yesterday was the opposite. Yesterday, everyone was like, oh, play Batman. So, I guess we'll see. Let's keep talking about this over the course of the week and we'll determine. By the way, there is a chance that if I do beat Nier Automata over the course of this next coming week, okay, that maybe there would be almost an entire week open. So maybe I could balance Batman and the other stuff that I'm doing. Like I could balance Batman with a couple of these little indie game things too. I don't know. I don't want to commit until we figure out what's going on over the course of this next week, okay? Okay. So by the way, that Monday, that's a week from today, will be a new playthrough. Whether it's going to be like Samurai Jack or whether it's going to be Batman, we'll see. We're going to think about it over the next week. And then Monday night, more Fall Guys. So just think about that. Wednesday night, Fall Guys. During the festival celebration on Saturday, Fall Guys. And then Monday night, Fall Guys. You guys like Fall Guys. I like Fall Guys. So I'm playing it 3 sessions this next week. All right? I'm basically listening to your feedback and trying to squeeze it in, even though I'm trying not to let this negatively affect the other playthroughs that I'm doing. Okay? You know, I'm trying to do more in Paper Mario because I want to get further in the game and try to beat it. So I figure a major stream on Thursday and then another stream of it that night on what was it? Sunday night. I figure that works out well. I hope. You know, I'm doing my best here to juggle everything. So, oh, by the way, I also forgot. I totally forgot about this. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima one more time. I totally forgot about this because this was determined last night. So, Ghost of Tsushima. I finished the game last night in regards to the story, and I had a lot of fun. Okay? But I didn't platinum the game. I was very close. There's 4 more Mongol bases to take over. There's like 5 more fox dens to find. Maybe like 1 or 2 other collectible items to get in regards to like the customization items of the game. You know, I'm very close to getting the platinum. All right. So what I'm going to do is one night stream, and I think I did set it for Saturday night, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. For one night stream this coming week, I'm going to play Ghost of Tsushima, the Platinum Run stream. And the whole point of the stream is just chilling with you guys, having fun, basically giving a send-off to Ghost of Tsushima by running around and doing the little odds and ends and getting the Platinum Trophy. Okay? So I hope you guys will join me for that. It's kind of like the epilogue to Ghost of Tsushima coming up this week as well. Okay? So it's going to be a great week. Fall Guys 3 times, the festival celebration, lots of progress in Nier Automata, Street Fighter, Fire Emblem, and lots of Paper Mario, and Ghost of Tsushima being sent off. So, I mean, wow, what a week, right? That's going to be a great streaming week. So, good stuff coming up, guys. Now, as of last night, there's a poll that you guys need to start voting on, okay? This is the poll to determine the type of gaming marathon that I'm going to be doing in September. All right, your choices are as follows, okay? Number 1, indies. I've not done an indie game stream in a ridiculously long time. Sometimes when I do these fun indie game marathon streams, I end up picking up some of those games as full playthroughs later on. Okay, so that's option 1. Option 2, classic Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2 The Lost Levels, doing a run where all day I play those games and try to get as far as I can, if not beat them. They are very challenging, including Lost Levels is one of the most challenging old school games ever made. So that would be pretty interesting. I've never played those games ever. In the 12 years that I made content for the internet, I've never touched Mario Brothers 1 or 2 for any content I've done. Okay? And then, the other option is a Rageathon, where it'll be rage-inducing games. Okay? So, you need to vote. Type !marathon into the stream chat, or just wait 20 minutes, because the command will auto-command itself, like auto-program itself to talk every 20 minutes, so the link is there for you. Please vote. You can only vote for one, all right? Please vote. In the next week to week and a half, I'm going to be closing off the poll in about a week's time, and then what we're going to do is see what won. And depending on what won the poll, we may have a nominations process by which you guys will recommend some games. For example, we recommend some indie games, recommend some rage-inducing games for me to adopt and pick up for these marathon, or for this marathon that's going to happen sometime in September. Okay? Good stuff. So I hope you guys will vote, and then hopefully afterward, if eligible, nominate. All right? But please vote for now. Okay? The more votes, the better. Outside of that, there's not much to talk about with my schedule or stream-wise, but today is the day of most randomness on the internet. Let's talk about some of the randomness that's going on. First of all, we've been talking about Ghost of Tsushima. Well, you want to talk about a random announcement absolutely no one expected, including me. It was announced this morning by Sucker Punch that Ghost of Tsushima will be having a free expansion in the fall. Wow, that's great. Everyone's, of course, really enjoying Ghost of Tsushima, and a lot of people like me are wrapping up their playthroughs of it. And like, this is great. You know, we didn't expect any DLC content. This is great. What's it going to be? Maybe it's going to be a cool story expansion, right? No. No. It's going to be a free expansion featuring team-based multiplayer and characters from Japanese mythology fighting each other in Mortal Kombat. What? Huh? It's the weirdest thing. You can watch the trailer for it right now. It looks like, what? It looks like a different game. They basically took the character models and the environments of Ghost of Tsushima and they added in all these supernatural elements. And basically it's going to be 4v4 team-based samurai combat. That's a free multiplayer mode coming this fall. And it's like, what? Now, it's pretty obvious what this is. There's going to be microtransactions. They're probably going to be selling all kinds of cosmetic items and things for it. They're trying to basically turn Ghost of Tsushima into a games as a service kind of a model. Will it actually be successful or will it fail? Well, if you already own Ghost of Tsushima, it's free. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. Everyone who already bought the game, of which there's a ton of people, it's a bestseller, they're going to check out this mode. Okay? Now, the question is, will this have any kind of longevity whatsoever? Right? Will it? Or will it be a flash in the pan, everyone tries it for like a week, okay, and then after that, no one cares? I don't know. You know, it's funny because they used to have team-based multiplayer for Assassin's Creed. Remember when they added in multiplayer and everyone played it and liked it and thought it was really fun? Even though it was wonky and buggy, it was still fun to play. So I got videos on YouTube that got ridiculous views of the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed. Okay? This could potentially be the return of that kind of multiplayer. And it's funny because people say to me all the time, Phil, why don't you do multiplayer stuff anymore? To which I say, there really isn't that much good multiplayer stuff. Do you remember back in the day when during the fall season you would have 1 to 2 great first-person shooters, a fighting game, Assassin's Creed, a third-person shooter, a sports game, or a wrestling game? So you'd have like 10 multiplayer games, and I could do entire weeks of multiplayer events with the viewers. Today, there's not that much going on. So I really couldn't do that anymore. All of a sudden, an announcement that this is actually coming out. It's like, what the heck? Like, I don't think there's a single person, seriously, who actually suspected they would have this kind of thing in Ghost of Tsushima. I certainly didn't. Okay? So this is a crazy announcement. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited. This is something cool right in the midst of the hardcore gaming season that when it comes out, it could reinvigorate the game and it could be a really fun multiplayer experience. So that's good stuff, and I'm all for it, okay? The other weird announcement WWE, yes, the wrestling company, World Wrestling Entertainment, it now has a Thunderdome. What? Yes, they actually have what they're calling a Thunderdome. What the hell is that? Thunderdome? What is it, fucking Mad Max? They're gonna have him blood sport to the death using chainsaws and fucking weapons to fight? Like, what is this? So, what it is WWE has really, really struggled over the last year with this coronavirus. You know, they don't have live audiences anymore. Okay? And admittedly, professional wrestling, a big part of its success over the years is having that live audience feeling, that vibe, that interaction, the crowd cheering and reacting to what these people are doing in the ring. Okay? So they've done all these shows that were just from their performance center in Florida. And it's nice to see consistency and see the product continue, but either having no audience at all, or like they've been doing the past few months, having other wrestlers stand in the wings and be like a pseudo live audience for the shows, hasn't really worked that well. There's been a lot of people who haven't watched wrestling since the change. I'm one of them. Like, I watched part of WrestleMania and I was like, this ain't for me, and I haven't watched wrestling since. I've not seen a single piece of wrestling since WrestleMania, which was April. So WWE, now that some of the restrictions have been relaxed and they've been working with local governments and everything, they have secured the Amway Center in Florida. So if you don't know what this is, it's an arena. And of course the arena's been closed due to social distancing and everything because of COVID-19. So they did an exclusive partnership with the Amway Center. They're taking control of it because there's no other events that could be held there. And they're going to be exclusively running programs out of that center, including they built a supposedly ginormous LED board, which not only are they going to be doing like video packages and stuff, but also a virtual audience. So I guess in the NBA, they've been doing this where they have certain fans who can be connected over the internet and they get showed up on the board behind the players, right? So they're going to be doing this with WWE. They're teasing having thousands of fake virtual fans who are going to be on webcam watching the show live in the background. I don't know how this is going to work, right? I just don't know how this is going to work. I haven't seen the NBA thing, so I don't know how it works with the NBA. But they're basically going to do exactly the same thing with wrestling. And they want to get the feeling of the crowd vibe back to the shows. They also said there's going to have drones. Yes, flying drone cameras are going to be flying around the arena. And like, I don't know, this sounds weird to me, but it's something different that they're going to try. And they're calling it the Thunderdome. And apparently it premieres this Friday with the latest episode of SmackDown. I predict this episode of SmackDown will have record views because people are going to want to see, just on an oddities thing, what the frick is the Thunderdome? Okay? So, I guess we'll see what happens here with the Thunderdome. But, weird, right? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it could be interesting. It could be terrible. It could, you know what I mean? It could actually be like, wow, this actually added something nice to the presentation. Or it could be, wow, this is really stupid. So I think everyone's going to be checking it out on Friday to see what the holy hell is this. And then after that, probably you'll see the views go right back down to where they were. That's my prediction. But I can't imagine how this works because you have to basically have a lot of trust. You have to have a lot of trust to basically have people streaming from home and show up on your live product. I don't know how the NBA does it because the NBA must have trust in the people who are doing. What if someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm trustworthy," and the next thing you know, they put on a fucking Nazi shirt, right? Or rips off their clothes live on the fucking broadcast, right on the camera. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of trust to give people. And I'm sorry, but the honor system doesn't really work in the modern world, especially the world of the internet. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine WWE putting a lot of faith in these people, and then, you know, I guess we're gonna see what happens. I guess we're gonna see what happens this Friday and moving forward with WWE. So the Thunderdome, live from the Amway Center. How exciting! The other thing is Austin Powers was trending this morning. What? Austin fucking Powers. There hasn't been an Austin Powers movie since I was in high school. I know, because I saw it. I went to the movies with my friends and saw Austin Powers Goldmember with my friends. It's like, why is Austin Powers trending? I don't know. This is a very weird fucking day. Multiplayer in Ghost of Tsushima that no one was expecting. The WWE has a Thunderdome, and Austin Powers is the topic of discussion. Okay then. I don't get it. Weirdo stuff today, right? Okay, anyway. And no, Austin Powers is not coming back. This is what people thought. They were like, oh, the movie's coming back? No, it's just some random shit. It was something stupid. I don't know what actually triggered it, but everyone was tweeting about Austin Powers, so. Okay. Well, let's get to shout-outs, guys, shall we? Let's get to the shout-out segment here. First of all, Prez Vegeta resubscribed overnight with a 7-month resub. Thank you very much, Prez Vegeta. Earlier this morning, Last Rambo tried to cheer a bunch of times talking about his defense of motion controls, feeling that, I guess, motion controls were actually good or something. Listen, all I'm going to tell you is my take on motion controls, all right? And you can completely disagree, and that's okay. I didn't like motion controls during the entire era, the whole console generation, when they were trying to shove them down our throats. The Wii had a motion control gimmick that caught on with mainstream people. Not gamers, but actually just mainstream consumers bought the Wii in order to waggle around their arms and dance around their living rooms with fitness games, motion games. Remember Wii Bowling and all that shit, right? Your grandmother played Wii Bowling. Remember that? And did she ever play a video game again after that? Of course not. It was a gimmick. It was a mainstream gimmick, okay? So every other console followed suit. The PlayStation had to have the PlayStation Move. The Xbox had to have the Kinect. And basically, after those things happened, it was widely accepted that they were fun, but they weren't necessarily necessary for a mainstream game to be successful. In fact, most AAA games stayed away from motion controls and focused just on having good games and, you know, standard game development processes without having to wedge in motion control things. In fact, over the years, the times that a game company like Sony tried to force motion controls upon a game company, it usually failed. For example, look at Heavy Rain. That was a game that was supposed to have several story-based DLCs, but instead Sony told the game dev company, we want to have motion controls instead, and to which they responded, okay, we'll do it. Quantic Dream, they said, we'll do it, but then we can't work on the DLCs. And Sony said, okay, so they never came out with any story-based DLCs. They canceled them all just to have PS Move support. And by the way, no one bought Heavy Rain to play it with PS Move support. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. Remember, was it SOCOM, I want to say? There was a game for PlayStation 3 where, like, the whole thing was based on PS Move. You had to buy, like, a gun accessory for it. I had it. I had the big rifle accessory. And you run around aiming at your screen, shooting with the Move and shit. And the game flopped. You know? The things that actually focused on motion controls did not do so well. Only the silly party games were the ones that actually did well. Alright. And then, if you look at this last console generation, in reality, what really focused on motion controls? Well, there's been a few Switch games, admittedly, where the Joy-Cons have been implemented. But at the same time, those Switch games could just have motion controls disabled, and usually the games are just as good. Really, it's VR, virtual reality, that has benefited from the continued use and evolution of motion controls. In fact, Resident Evil 7, you know, one of the best games of this console generation for horror, had a VR mode that a lot of people lauded and said, wow, it actually made the game feel better as an experience using motion controls in VR. I disagreed. I played it in VR, and I felt that it felt just about as good as it was without VR. I don't think VR really added much to the experience for me, but that's just my opinion, and other people disagree with me. Okay? So, essentially, motion controls were an experiment And for a very, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 years there, for a good period of time, they were very popular. And then people realized we don't need this in a AAA game. It doesn't add anything. And most games don't use them anymore. Okay? So you can defend motion controls as much as you want. If you like them, great. And if you feel that VR benefits from them, great. I have been making content for 12 years on the internet. And in my experience, in the dozens and dozens of experiences where I've tried out motion controls in games, I couldn't even definitively tell you a single time where I felt the game was better because of it. It's a gimmick to me. It means I have to waggle my arms around like an idiot. I have to do some kind of weird physical activity. In addition, it's usually repetitive and annoying, where it's not like fun. It's just, oh man, this is tedious to keep doing. A lot of the times they don't work properly because the sensors or whatever, there's not enough distance from the fucking sensor. The camera isn't aligned properly. I just haven't had a great time with it. And you guys may have a completely different experience than me. Maybe you play in a different setup than me. Maybe you have a, you know what I mean? That's okay. But for me, my experience is always going to be, I think motion controls are superfluous to a fun gameplay experience. They're not necessary. And they've basically been a gimmick to sell accessories and make more money for these game companies, rather than a major focus of improving the gameplay experience. That's my take on it. So, that's not going to change. There hasn't been any situation or any experience that I've had covering games that has taught me otherwise. Maybe one day there will be a game with motion controls that blows me the fuck away, and I'm like, holy shit, that was a groundbreaking, game-changing experience, and now, you know, I can understand why every game would need this. It hasn't happened, guys, you know? So, it is what it is. Alright, so Last Rambo, thanks for the cheers, but I'm not going to go crazy here discussing it. Thank you for the resub as well, 12-month resub. That's 1 year of support from Last Rambo. Thank you, Last Rambo. Okay, so Timbo Sliced did a 300-bit cheer, and basically he just says, I guess Dr. Disrespect announced he has a book coming out in 2021. Good for him and good for his viewers. I don't care. I've said this many times, I'll say it again. I don't feel that any content creator, especially these guys who literally got popular by some kind of a weird gimmick or taking advantage of a certain kind of audience, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to read about how PewDiePie got popular. I know how it got popular. He acted like a ninny on camera and screamed like a girl at Scaredy Cat Games, and he basically got kids to buy into his content. You know, I don't even know how Ninja got popular. I know how Ninja got popular. He played a free-to-play game constantly. He dyed his hair to look like a cartoon character. He acted like a cartoon character on camera, and he got kids to watch his content. You know, I know how Dr. Disrespect got popular. He was a game developer who decided to stop doing game development, needed to do something else. He dressed up like a cartoon character and got popular having kids watch his content. Like, I don't need to read a book about this shit. You know, I know what it is. And by the way, you could say I'm hating on it. It's just that I'm oversimplifying it. But these are not rocket science situations. This is not some remarkable, oh my God, these people studied the industry and came out and did some revolutionary thing to become popular. They all did the same thing. They dressed up, they dyed their hair, they acted like a cartoon character. And they got kids to watch their content. It's not rocket science. It's like common sense shit. Now, it's kind of remarkable, because there are a lot of people who do the exact same thing and don't get popular. That, you know, it's remarkable that there are certain people who in the industry have become popular doing that, okay? But I don't need to read a book about it. I don't think there's a single thing that's going to be in any one of their books that's going to teach me a damn thing about life or anything else. Here's the summary. They're lucky. They jumped on gimmicks that got kids to watch. They got popular because of it, and they're lucky as fuck. There you go. That's the story. It's like one sentence. You don't need to read a book about it. That's my take. You can disagree. You want to go read their stories? Go right ahead. PewDiePie has a book. Ninja's coming out with a book on how to be a competitive gamer. And Dr. Disrespect has a book coming out next year. Congratulations to them. I'm sure their viewer bases will eat it up like a giant juicy burger, and they'll make bajillions of dollars on their garbage. Whatever. You guys know me. You know I've never ever supported that kind of content. Much like I don't support the fluff garbage drama content on YouTube. I stand for what I feel is, quality content with my viewer base, having meaningful streams and conversation with you guys on a daily basis, actually busting my ass to play and complete games and do fun and quality playthroughs for you guys. Like I said, many times over the last 12 years, I am the most prolific Let's Player there is out there. I've probably completed more games than pretty much anyone out there who does this for a living, because that's what I'm all about. I'm not about being a cartoon character, being fake, putting on a show for you, entertaining children. I don't care about that. I want to be the real me on stream, and that's what I like doing. And the fact that I'm not 1 millionth% popular as those guys doesn't make me feel bad. I'd rather just be me, and that's all I care about. Okay? Alright. Honest Fan tipped $1. He says, I recently got into stock market stuff. Recommendations on a good buy? No. I don't know anything. Thanks for the dollar tip, Honest Fan. Okay. Alright. Excuse me, that's absolutely disgusting, burp. There we go. Very nice. A good start to the day. Nice raunchy belch. Let's see here. Only Iced Coffee did a 100-bit cheer. He said, prevent the spread of sore butt-itis and throat droughts by walking around a bit every 30 minutes and ingesting dihydrogen monoxide. To walk, first stand and move one foot in front of the other and repeat this. Dihydrogen monoxide can be found at your local closest faucet or Fiji water retailer. What? Okay, then. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee. I appreciate that. But, you know, I take breaks for a reason. Because I need to stretch my legs, because I don't want to be here sitting here being a sedentary person all day long. I need to move around and get the juices flowing, and, you know, that's why I take breaks. Some people actually have an issue with the fact that I take breaks during stream, if you can believe it. Selpris gifted a subscription to Chickbits. Congratulations, Chickbits, and thank you, Selpris, for the support. Honest Fan gifted a sub to Lumix, a hired hoodlum. Congratulations, Lumix. Thank you, Honest Fan. Papa Vera cheers says, I'm late again, but I'm here. Oh, what's up, Papa Vera? Well, sadly, we're already kind of set up and ready to go with Nier. We're not going to have time to switch over to get Minecraft going. Papa Vera was thinking of maybe joining my Minecraft world today. What I would say is email me when you think you'll be available next, and we'll try again. Like Wednesday would be fine, I think, because Wednesday, yeah, any day I'm doing Nier, I don't need to be connected online. So we try again on Wednesday, I guess. Only Iced Coffee gifted a bunch of subscriptions. One to Latisse, one to Shirtless Mofo, one to FL Gibson, one to Lieutenant Scorched Person, and one to Beefsteak Tomato. So congratulations to all of you guys, and thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for the support. I will update the sub count in a bit. Okay. Last Rambo cheered. He said, why do you really hate Final Fantasy VIII? I remember you mentioned that you recorded footage playing Final Fantasy VII and making jokes about for Project 7. Why not share them? I didn't like Final Fantasy VIII because I hated the combat system. I thought it was too much of an annoying grind. The draw system, where you basically had to grind to have magic spells or whatever. It was really dumb, in my opinion. I just did not enjoy the combat of the game. The story was kind of annoying. Some of the characters were just whiny, and I didn't like them. And then I ran into basically kind of an artificial brick wall where I couldn't complete the game. I got to a point where there's a boss fight, and I guess it was a jump in difficulty because I had been winning every fight up to then. I just couldn't win this boss fight. This boss was decimating me. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to grind to level up. Well, you can't grind because the game auto-saved before the boss. And I didn't have any alternate saves. So I was locked. I was basically locked and I couldn't beat the game. I said, well, fuck this. I'm not playing the game over. So I just stopped playing it altogether and I never beat it. I didn't like the story. You know, if anything, the one thing that I enjoyed about the game was the graphics. At the time, I remember the graphics of Final Fantasy VIII were, like, really good. Especially compared to Final Fantasy VII. I thought the Final Fantasy VIII graphics were a ginormous step up. And I was like, wow, I actually really like the looks of the game. But outside of that, I didn't enjoy the gameplay of the game. So, you know, it's kind of like a bad balance. You know what I mean? But maybe one day, you know, Final Fantasy VIII Remake did come out, and maybe I would check it out again and see if I have a different feeling about the game in modern times. I might. We'll see. Now, the second half of your question about the classic Final Fantasy VII footage and stuff, that's been lost for years, dude. Like, I recorded that over a decade ago, and it's probably stored on an external hard drive that doesn't work anymore. You know, I used to store all of my videos on external hard drives. This is before external hard drives were portable. Remember, now you can buy a portable HD that's tiny. You can put it in your pocket, and it runs on USB. A decade ago, they didn't do that. A decade ago, they were still heavy and big, and you had to have a power source to run them. And they were hot. They ran hot, too. And I used to back up all my files on these external HDs. Well, I probably got about 10 to 12 of them, because I usually use about one a year to store all my shit. And they're buried here in my closet somewhere in a bin. I guarantee you they don't work anymore. Like, you know, what would be the chances that I plug that fucker in and it actually works? You know? And I wouldn't know which one it's on. So, technically, the files may still exist, but I don't remember how much I even recorded. If I remember correctly, I got to the Shinra building, the Shinra Tower. And when I was in the Shinra Tower, I got lost and annoyed and I never played it again. Because that was when I dropped the whole idea. So. Alright. Eternal Napalm did a 400-bit cheer. Thank you, Eternal Napalm. That is the biggest cheer of the day. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. I appreciate that. And Papa Verachiri says, you know, don't worry about it because I'm having trouble signing in anyways. I'm not sure if it's on the Xbox side of things. Oh, boy. Alright, well, like I said, email me. Email me when you think would be like the next time you think you could do it, maybe sometime later this week, and you know, soon we can set it up behind the scenes. Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, today's Monday. On Twitch on Monday, everything resets, all the stats. So that means that there's not going to be many shout outs to do this morning, but I will shout out those who have already contributed. So thank you to the following people. Mr. Papavera and Only Ice Coffee both cheered 100 bits, so they're tied for 4th place. The Last Rambo did 150 bits. He's in 3rd place. Timbo Slice is in 2nd, and Eternal Napalm is in 1st. Thank you guys for the cheers this morning. Honest Fan and Selpress each gifted a sub this morning, and Only Ice Coffee gifted 5 subscriptions this morning. So thank you, Only Ice Coffee. Now, let's take a look here. I want to test something. So according to my Twitch dashboard, I have 826 subs. Let's check on sub count. I think the sub count command may be broken. It is. Sub count says I have 829 subs, but I don't. I have 826. Something happened with the sub count command that broke it. It happened about a week and a half ago. One day I did it, and it said I only had 1 sub. And since then, it's always been wrong. So I'm debating if I should even keep the sub count command if it doesn't seem to work anymore. Yeah, right now I have 826. I'll update the leaderboard 826, but I don't want to be overcounting or undercounting for that matter. I want it to be accurate, and right now it's just not accurate. I don't know what's going on with this thing. So we'll see. At least now I can just quickly check the dashboard to get an accurate count anyway. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's just kind of frustrating that's happening. I don't know what the hell happened here. Okay. Alright, guys. Well, that's about it for the pre-stream. There's not much else to talk about. I guess what we could do is let's end the pre-stream, take a very brief break. I just got to take a leak, and then we're gonna get started. We continue with the B run of Nier Automata. I need your feedback on what content I should do. Like if there's side content you think I should do to get levels, and if it's meaningful side content, I'd like to do it. Okay. And go from there. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll be back in just a minute, and we shall continue. Fair enough. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll be back in just a moment.